How Eric met the love of his life. Once upon a time, Eric and Julia are hanging out in a park. Sitting on a bench, laughing and chatting. Eric is telling a joke and laughing. And Julia is laughing too. She tells Eric that he always knows how to make her laugh. Eric is smiling and saying that that's what best friends are for. Later, Eric is talking to another girl, and Julia is watching from a distance. The other girl is laughing, and Eric is smiling and telling her that she's funny. Julia is thinking to herself, wondering why he's talking to her. She's wondering if he likes her more than her. Julia is getting upset and walks up to Eric. She's upset and asks him why he's talking to the other girl like that. Eric is confused and asks her what she means. Julia is angry and asks if he likes the other girl more than her. Eric is realizing something and says, "Oh, Julia, you're jealous because you love me." Julia is embarrassed and denies it, saying that she doesn't. Eric is smiling and saying, "Yes, you do. And I love you too." In the end, Eric and Julia are becoming a couple, sitting on the bench again. Eric is holding Julia's hand and saying that he's sorry for making her jealous and not realizing how she felt. Julia is smiling and saying that it's okay, and she's just happy that he loves her too. Eric is smiling and saying that he does, and he wants to be more than just best friends. He asks her if she will be his girlfriend, and Julia is surprised and says yes. They hug each other. The moral of this story is that communication and honesty are important in relationships. It highlights the importance of expressing one's feelings and concerns, rather than making assumptions or jumping to conclusions. In the story, Julia becomes upset and jealous when she sees Eric talking to another girl. Instead of keeping her feelings to herself, she confronts Eric and asks him about it. This leads to a conversation where they both realize their feelings for each other and decide to become a couple. The moral of the story is that open and honest communication can help resolve misunderstandings and strengthen relationships. Vulnerability creates emotional intimacy and connection, which helps build trust and understanding between partners. Vulnerability fosters closeness, trust, and intimacy because it tells the person you're with that you trust them. This allows you to truly get to know each other, how you think, what you value, and what you aspire to. Being vulnerable requires emotional risk, but it also requires a great deal of trust. You have to trust your partner and yourself. The ability to be vulnerable requires you to believe that you are worthy of a deep connection. Vulnerability is the glue that holds intimate relationships together. It's about being honest with how we feel, about our fears, about what we need, and asking for what we need. We share wisdom here. Subscribe to us.